Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment, I'm going to welcome back Jim Reyes at, was it Flex Factory?
Flex Factory Nutrition.
See, it's been a while, but I remember. Flex Factory Nutrition. What's nutritious about flexing in a factory? You are, and we had an opportunity to talk just as this COVID thing was beginning to kind of take off. You're out in Clovis. And you've been there for a couple of weeks anyway, as a nutritional place.
Right.
You started off working out, as one of those bodybuilder type guys, or whatever. Anyway, bad influences. But as a result, and I know this because when I used to have my practice and I worked with a lot of bodybuilders, you become very nutrition aware.
Right.
And the average person is usually pretty much nutrition clueless.
I see that.
And you took that knowledge and you opened your store, and you now counsel people nutritionally, and you provide actually very good, excellent supplements and other things, including protein powder.
Absolutely.
Which I said all that so I could get to the protein powder, because one of the things I don't remember, Jim, if we talked about it on camera last time, but I know we talked about it, and that was this protein powder as a meat substitute.
Correct.
And at the time, there was no meat issue. Now, I don't know exactly, and I'm not a big panic spreader or anything, but, some of the panic spreaders are saying, well, we're not going to have beef or whatever meat. Right. And protein powder can be a very good substitute for that. And you got it.
I got it.
Yeah, tell me about it. Right. Tell me about the protein products that you got.
So, some people think protein is protein, and they don't realize there's different, just like there's different cuts of meat.
Right.
And qualities of meat, there's different qualities of protein.
I like the pork protein. No.
Yeah, right. We actually have product that is all meat-based, so it'll have beef and egg and fish and all that in one product. It's actually a pretty good product. They did a really good job on taste. So that was for people that don't want to do dairy. That would be a option. We do have plant-based protein, which would be like a pea protein base, typically.
Okay, Jim, I'm going to ask you about that because there's like 21, 22 essential amino acids, right? Mm-hmm. And the body can produce, if I remember right, like about 12 or 14, but there's about 8 of them that you can't produce in the body. You got to get through some kind of, generally, meat, animal-based protein, and it's necessary that we get a lot of those amino acids in combinations. Like you can't take, I have these few in the morning and these few in the midday. Some of those, they got to be taken together because they work in synchronicity through the body, and they're important. Mm-hmm. So on the plant-based proteins, they manage to combine the various, because you can get all 24 or whatever from various organic, plant-based stuff, but not all in one plant, right? So they got to mix them together, right?
That used to be actually the thinking and maybe the science, and I think the plant-based industry has evolved so much, and they're finding that there actually is all amino acids and all protein sources, even on the plant ones, but not in the abundance of say, like meat protein. So we'll have all your amino acids, but they'll be so minimal that you would have to consume a lot to really get enough. But
it's been a long time, but you're making me look bad with all this knowledge. No, that's good to know, because it's like I say, it has been a long time. I retired 20, almost 30 years ago. So it's been a couple weeks, but now they've up-leveled the quality of plant-based protein. And that's important because we got a lot of vegan people out there. Absolutely. That they got to get their stuff too, and so it's there, it's available. What else you got in the tell me about the different types of protein products that you carry.
Well, the most popular proteins are still milk-based proteins, but they'll be called like whey isolate proteins. So isolate is just what it means. The whey is isolated down. So all the lactose and byproducts are all filtered out, so it's very specific and easy to digest. And that's really the key to a lot of the proteins. It's rated on the digestibility, and with the whey isolate is really easy to digest, unless people have a severe milk allergy.
Right.
But even people that are like lactose intolerant can usually handle an ISO protein.
Well, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Meat-based protein products. You said you got that one that's a combination. What else? We got other products out there, or?
That's pretty much it. I don't carry too much just milk protein. Back when the old days, when I first started taking protein, that's all we had was milk base. They were horrid. We had a chaser to down them. Have come a long way, but you don't find too much of that. More of its whey is probably the most predominantly most available and best tasting proteins, and then we'll have like the plant base, and then there's the meat base proteins. A few years ago, a company had a product called Carnivore, and that was kind of some of the first meat-based proteins, and now they have the meat blends, and they've come a long way as far as taste, because they used to taste pretty bad too, but they've come a long way.
So I got a question for you. If there is a limitation in meat availability, how is the protein product supply? How's that? I mean, are you hearing from your suppliers that, well, we may be limited on what we can provide you, or is everybody going, hey, we've got plenty of product, get it out there on yourselves?
So far, it's been plenty, but in the industry, just because people aren't working, everything has slowed down. Our sales are down 80% at least, and so the people I order from, they're feeling the same effect as we are. But everything I order they seem to have a great supply.
All right, so we may be, as they say, opening up here in California. Well, it depends on who you read, what time of day, and what day of the week. But are you considered an essential business?
We are, yeah. We've been open this whole time. We're considered essential wellness and nutrient-based products.
Okay.
And we did have early on when people were hoarding and buying so much that people came in to buy protein because there was no meat. On by a Save Mart, and they were out. So people came by and stocked up on their protein powder.
So you got a good supply of that. What else you got there?
We have vitamins. That I know in the media they really haven't talked much about, like boosting your immune system. Even the basics, vitamin C, vitamin D, and minerals. You haven't talked about, but I do carry those. Wellness
and that's important for people that have been sheltering in place, because they're not getting out. They may not. Their at-home diet may be rather limited, even though that you could pretty much nowadays get to the market and find maybe not your exact favorite of whatever, but there's pretty much everything there. But vitamin D, but D3 is one of those things that has come out in the press as being a very powerful tool in fighting this.
Yeah, and boosting your immune system. Vitamin C has showed a lot of promise too.
Yeah, and if you're not getting outside, you don't get a lot of vitamin D through a lot of what you eat normally.
Right.
So if you're not getting outside, of course I'm too old to get rickets, but
Yeah, definitely we always recommend people supplement those. There's some that you really should. In the summertime, maybe you can lower the dose. We usually suggest 5,000 units of vitamin D in the winter, and then about 2,000 in the summer months, and that's provided you're getting out. And then your morning sun is actually your better absorbable sunshine to boost your vitamin D. That 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock sunshine in the morning is the best.
Don't tell my wife that. I'm still no.
You're still sleeping, right?
No, we get up. So what else is going on at the Nutrition Factory?
Some companies now are seeing the need for more immune boosting, so we're getting products that actually have all of those in them. They have like minerals like zinc, and then have vitamin D and vitamin C all together.
Zinc's another one of those very powerful things.
And the minerals,
So
that's we do nutrition programs. Always the best way to boost is everything you're eating.
Right.
Fruits and vegetables. You can't go wrong with that.
All right. Speaking of fruits and vegetables, there's I hear a lot of advertising on like beet powder, or these combination of fruit and vegetables. Tell me about that part of the market now. How's is that stuff really what they're trying to sell it as, or it's obviously it can be good for us, but does it at my age, anything I can get to boost my metabolism during the day, probably a good thing. So is that something I want to seriously look at, or if I'm just eating a pretty well balanced diet with a fair amount of fruits and vegetables, that I'm good to go? Where's that at?
I think the balanced diet is probably the way to go, but I think most people have a misconception of what that is. What is a balanced diet? It should be the main portions of your meal should actually be your vegetables and your minimal condiments, if you will, should be your
See, my
protein
God,
portions,
no.
right?
No,
So instead of having that big steak, it should be
Yeah.
a big salad with a little bit of a steak or a little bit of protein. And that is the correct portions for
No,
overall
it's
health.
not steak. It's the pizza and the spaghetti, you know, for breakfast.
There you
Yeah.
go.
No, yeah, people don't realize that. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you're in a if you're living a lifestyle where time is somewhat of the essence and stuff, and you're reaching for convenience, and probably wouldn't be a bad thing to supplement with something like that, right?
I'm always really big on people doing smoothies. Blending frozen berries and put a little protein powder and super greens and that way you can pack a lot of nutrition into an easy digestible product. When you blend something, think of it, it's kind of like it's chewing it for you, and it's going to be easier to
I think my
digest.
wife was watching you the last time you were on because this thing's a black monster. I don't know what.
I have one of those too, right?
I mean, I'm afraid to look at it. It might smoothie me, But yeah,
Absolutely.
and she's all into that stuff. So
That's great. Anytime you can give your digestive system a break is great. Even taking a break from meat and having protein, you're drinking your protein, and maybe take a week off from animal proteins, and just to give your digestive system a break, it's actually good for your overall health also.
So see, you learned something new just watching today. That's awesome. Anything else you'd like to share while you're with us today?
We're still getting calls. People don't know that we're open. I
Okay.
mean, again, the
You are
supplement
open.
stores. Yeah, we've been open.
And
the
you're
whole time.
located where?
And in Clovis, by
Right.
the GB3 out there, 1865 Herndon. So Herndon and Fowler by the GB3.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
rumored is going to open on Monday. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh,
we'll see. That should
that should
have people more our direction. I hope.
that'd be a good thing. All right, and you got web presence. What is it, Jim?
Actually, we do Instagram.
Okay, well,
I'm not too big on.
Yeah.
We need to expand into the other realms of there.
You're going to come on my show next time. You better have more. No,
I know.
No.
I know. I need.
Listen, I'll tell you. You're about the fourth person I've told today. I got a 10-year-old grandson. He does my tech stuff, sort of. But webpage, Facebook, they say it's passe. Now Instagram
Right.
and some of that other stuff, and I don't know what that other stuff is, but
Yeah.
it's like fruits and vegetables, whatever that means.
Right.
But yeah, the fatter, the broader the footprint you have, and but what's your Instagram?
It is Flex Factory Nutrition.
Flex
And
Factory.
you'll see our symbol. That one light's right behind me there, and I just
Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
can find it.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for coming back. You were a brave soul. I didn't run you off last time.
No way.
But you come back next time without some kind of samples, man.
Absolutely. I will
Life's
have to
going to
bring
be
some,
tough,
yeah.
right?
Right.
No, listen, you hang in there.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You provide a good service to your clientele, with your nutritional counseling and the product you carry. So that's awesome. All right?
Thank you.
All right. And I'll see you when we come back.